All right, sorry about
fix it.
that. We had a little bit of a technical difficulties. All right, Nick is going to start talking about the MLB umpires.
All right, so Kyle talked about NBA. Now I'm going to switch over to the MLB. MLB umpires, it's actually very unique as far as all the officials in all the major sports. MLB umpires is probably the most unique. It's a very just an overview. It's a very unique process and a rigorous process to become an umpire. There's only 68 umpires for the entire MLB, so that should show you kind of how hard it is to reach that pinnacle. And the way it's divided is they work in 17 crews of 4 people each. So each game gets assigned a crew, and usually the crews will switch depending on the game. It's just a randomly assigned crew gets which game and who makes up the crew. As I mentioned before, it's a very rigorous process to become an MLB umpire. This is from the actual MLB official website, where it tells you step by step what you need to do to become an umpire. First is you have to enroll at umpire school, which is um, a lot of people don't know that. There's actual academies that you have to get into, enroll in, and then once you're admitted, you have to you have to go through school and you have to finish near the top of your class to move on to the next step, and then you have to get noticed by the MLB, and then usually once you get that's very rare. That's like the top 1% to begin with. And then once you get noticed, you begin assignment in a lower league, kind of like how Kyle was saying. You start in the D League and NBA, and the MLB you start in minor leagues. So whether that be rookie ball, single A, usually you kind of work your way up the ladder the same way you would as a player. A lot of times people say becoming an umpire is actually harder than becoming a major league player. And you look at the numbers, there's hundreds of players and there's only 68 umpires. So the that claim has some merit. And then once you're in the rookie ball, single A, whatever it may be, just like it is for a player, you just got to wait for the call to the big show. Once you get that call, then you're made it as an MLB umpire. But like I said, it's very, very, very difficult. It usually takes like 10 to 15 years almost. So now looking at the salary, they earn annually. All the rookie umpires earn around $120,000 annually as their contract, and that number can increase to up to 350,000 for veterans. But it's an undisclosed amount of time that you have to wait to earn. That's like the very, very top of the profession, and there's not a specific 5 year or 10 year, whatever it may be. It's an undisclosed amount of time. Um, and also, the salary doesn't include the postseason. So the upper probably 20 umpires chosen for the postseason, they can make up to anywhere up to $20,000 for postseason play. And like I said before, MLB umpiring and officiating is very unique because out of all the major sports, it's the most involved. By that I mean every single play, every single pitch the umpire has to be involved, whether calling balls or strikes, or if it's out or safe at first. It's the most with the players and the officials. They're the most like tightly knit relationship. Usually, the catchers know all the umpires very well, and they kind of establish their strike zone based around that. So there's a human aspect to umpiring, and adding onto that, they don't use that much technology. Whereas NBA, you have NFL and NBA, you have replay. You can stop, break it down, slow motion to get a call right. MLB is pretty much just the eye test. They just recently started using. I think last year was the first year they started using review in the MLB. So if you want to review a call, you get one. Each manager gets one review per game, and if they get it right, they can keep using it. And if they get it wrong, they lose it for the rest of the game. And I have a video here kind of illustrating the human aspects of umpiring and some of the errors it can result in. Um, like Kyle mentioned before, we'll send you the video. It's the Andres Galarraga perfect game that got blown by a missed uh, out call at first. That's just to show how that can kind of lead, how the human aspect of umpiring can lead to some drastic mistakes. So now we go to the NFL, kind of the same way we looked at the MLB and the NBA, just have the ways to become an NFL referee. It's actually, when reading about it, it is pretty similar to any other job application. You have to first belong to an accredited football officials association or have experience with the game beforehand, though. And once you have a few years with that experience, you have to send in a copy of your refereeing schedule, which is basically kind of like a resume. It just shows it's over the last 3 years, and it shows where you refereed, what level, whether it be college, high school, what position it was, because you have head referee, line judge, umpire. There's different positions amongst the NFL referees, and that is basically, like I said, like a resume that you send in, and if you get approved, then that's how you become an NFL referee. Another aspect of it that people don't really think about is you have to be in peak physical condition, because if you think about it, especially for certain like line judge, they'd be running up and down the field, just like with the players. So those are the three main traits, if you will, that they look for in an NFL referee. The NFL looks for in hiring referees. Salary. I have some numbers here just to show the increase in salary and what it's at over the past 3 seasons. So during the 2012-2013 season, the average salary was $149,000 annually. And then the next season after that, the 2013-2014 season, it went up to $173,000, and then the season after that, it went up to $180,000. This past season, the 2015-2016 season, the salary started at $78,000 for rookies, and for some 10-year veterans, like my boy Ed Hockley here, it goes up to $200,000 annually. So, pretty good money. And I wanted to call to attention the replacement referee debacle that happened in 2012. There was basically a labor dispute between the NFL and the NFL Referee Association, which caused the main professional NFL referees to go on strike. So in order to avoid a lockout or delay the season, the NFL hired replacement referees, which were referees from college and high school. But this happened before in the early 2000s, and they were able to get really top of the end Division I referees. So there wasn't that much of a noticeable difference. But these referees were, like I said, Division II, Division III, even high school, just not very professional as obviously compared to the ones they had before. And this whole replacement referee incident led to a ton of errors throughout the season, some which resulted in games being won or lost, or very significant plays. I have here on the this game was really what caused the NFL to finally reach an agreement with the NFL referees. It was the Seahawks-Packers game, and the Seahawks won on Hail Mary, which was actually an interception. You can see one of the referees is signaling interception and the other is signaling touchdown. So it should have been the Green Bay Packers should have won, but because of the error, the Seahawks won, and the referees truly caused that game to be lost for the Packers. So after that game, that was a Sunday night game of that week, and then they came to an agreement that week, and the old referees came back in. So the reason I included that and included